Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Hitting you back again with another sports analysis. Today, Turki Al Sheikh of Saudi Arabia, the coming to be the world-renowned boxing promoter, has announced a December date for the Tyson and Usyk rematch. It was confirmed by Alex Crescent, who is Alexander Usyk's management team, promotional team, that yes, in fact, the date in December has been confirmed somewhat, but he put a caveat in saying that it's been difficult dealing with the individual Tyson Fury over the last few years. So while he cannot confirm and guarantee the date, but that is an official date that has been penciled in within December 21st. And I've been listening to the various platforms, whether it be TalkSport, whether it be Pro Box, shout out to Showbiz in America. But I've been listening to a few different conversations in the public space about how the rematch will play out. And one thing that seems to be a common theme, at least from the UK point of view, to a large degree. And also, yeah, a bit. I've been hearing that from Paulie Malignaggi, ex light welterweight and welterweight world champion, now pundit. I hear this tone as if all Tyson Fury needs to do is just make a few adjustments, be more aggressive and assertive, and it's more or less like the foregone conclusion. But what I am still left wondering is that, did they really watch the first fight? Did these people really watch the first fight already? I think that the penny hasn't really dropped. I think that there's people still in a state of disbelief. It's a term they use in psychology called cognitive dissonance. The fact that Tyson Fury, building up to the fight, was so highly favored, although people witnessed him being thoroughly outclassed in a masterclass by Alexander Usyk, I still think there's a level of disbelief, as if it were, well, he was winning the fight and it seemed to slip away from him, as opposed to what I saw and a few other commentators seem to agree, is that he lost the first third of the fight, found his way inside, or got a rhythm, or got a groove, and was landing periodically, and you could say winning that portion of the fight. Landed a superb uppercut in round 5 or 6, which shook Alexander Usyk to his boots, but didn't enable him, or cause him, should I say, to lose his shape, as the term they use in boxing. He didn't come apart at the seams or started to look as if he was severely tired or severely affected by the punch or off his game plan. He seemed contained and within himself. And within a few rounds later, he popped Tyson with a shot, a left-hand shot, southpaw left-hand shot that seemed to look like it broke his nose or really damaged his nose, because he wouldn't stop, playing with his nose after that. And he bled from the nose quite a bit. However, in round 9, Alexander Usyk opened the clinic on Tyson Fury. And this is what has been only mentioned slightly. Was a referee correct or incorrect for stepping in and counting Tyson when he was against the ropes, only being held up by the ropes? And people get into the technicalities of the rule book. It clearly looked as if the referee was commissioned in some way. Even if he tried to be subtle about it, he was commissioned to take care of Tyson Fury, because at the point when he did step in, when he did decide to step in, apart from getting in the way when Usyk was closed in a few times and he had to even, kind of give him the elbow, right? Apart from stepping in at that crucial moment, I want people to appreciate, if you ever get a chance to watch it again, it's on Turki Al Sheikh's YouTube channel. You can watch it again, or if you got, the Zone or whatever, it's on the reruns, right? But it was that kill shot. The fight got paused just before the kill shot. Kill shot, like, it's a horrible term, but what I want to emphasize is that these guys are not normal people. These guys are crazy. They sign up for risking their lives. And at that point, when the referee stopped it, it could have been any other referee that would have allowed the fight to reach its natural crescendo, natural conclusion. He would have been slept. He would have got sparked out. It's great to see both athletes leave the ring healthy and back with their families. I would not be one to ridicule Tyson Fury for his loss. Fighters win, fighters lose. They are honorable people. They risk their lives for our entertainment. Honestly, they genuinely do. So from the most basic fighters that are fighting 4 round fights, professional athletes or whatever the case may be, it takes a certain nerve. You have to be cut from a certain cloth to get through those ropes and have hand-to-hand combat in front of a room full of people, or in front of the whole world sometimes, depending on your level, if you're part of the elite. But I want to talk a bit about the proposed rematch and how it might play out. This is my honest opinion. This is my analysis. This is my reflections, and it is based on the first fight and my opinions leading up to the fight. I genuinely believe that on a mental plane, Tyson Fury had attempted to dominate Alexander Usyk, as is normal in boxing. The fighters try to get a psychological edge. I believe that it didn't work, and the fact that he couldn't pierce Alexander Usyk's mental defenses, Tyson knew that he was in he knew he was in a certain level of trouble on that level. Two, Alexander Usyk is the more cardiovascularly gifted, if I can use that phrase. He's got a better engine, got a better tank. He throws more punches. He's more busy. That is not good for Tyson Fury stylistically. He doesn't suit a busy fighter. The fact that he doesn't throw home run wild swings like Wilder, but he's more technically gifted. Usyk is more technically gifted and more balanced, but doesn't punch nowhere as hard as Alexander, doesn't punch anywhere as hard as Deontay Wilder. Again, stylistically, doesn't bode well for Tyson Fury. Yes, if he could punch harder, but he was inaccurate, or he swung, or he lacked the technique, or he telegraphed his punches, that would work. That would work. That would be good for Tyson. Again, even there was times when Tyson tried to use his weight in the fight to lean on Usyk, but I saw Usyk, obviously, he was able to read the play, and even being a smaller man by 30 odd pounds, he was able to lock Tyson Fury up and kind of have him in a kind of checkmate move or a stalemate move. And thus the referee came in broke. But Tyson didn't go back to that because he could see, you could read that he didn't gain an advantage in that spec. He didn't in that sphere, so he allowed that technique. So when I hear people like Simon Jordan, these other guys talking to say what he's got to do is carrying what he did in the first fight and get behind his jab and just walk towards Usyk and stick it on him in so many words. I think it's easier said than done. Tyson Fury is quite a good counter puncher, works well off the back foot usually, leans back, allows people to fall short, and then comes over the top, or sometimes can come underneath with his uppercut to the body or uppercut to the head, like he did with Dillian Whyte. Walked Dillian Whyte onto an excellent uppercut, one shot, and give him a quick shove, quick WF old school shove, smash him into the canvas, and that was all that she wrote. He tried that. He tried to give that his best shot in the Usyk fight, and he hit him with that shot, but he didn't really move him and didn't have that effect. I think the challenge is going to be in a part two. I think that is going to be an amazing fight if it goes ahead. But I think there's two things to bear in mind. Being a counter puncher is going to be difficult for Tyson to mentally take that risk of trying to walk down Alexander Usyk, because his instinct and his awareness about being countered is going to always be a part of his psychological makeup. I think he could convince himself, or his coaches convince him to take that strategy against Wilder, because Wilder had absolutely no back foot game. And sometimes when there are fighters who don't have any back foot game, even if they could punch hard, pushing them back is the master key. But with Usyk, it's going to be a different kettle of fish. His back foot game is sound, and he might just be able to walk Tyson Fury onto some serious counters and split that eye that was split in training camp earlier this year. If not, he might even land with another overhand left, like the one that had Tyson reeling in round 9. And these are the things that are going to be on Tyson's mind, I believe. So this is why it's going to be a very, very interesting build-up to the fight. There's a phrase they use in counseling psychotherapy: the body remembers, the body stores, the body, the body always, the body keeps score. Name of a book, in fact. And I think that round 9 will remain with Tyson, and his body will remember the trauma of that round in all seriousness. And there will be a level of caution a hesitancy. And this is a thing about boxing, such a precise science. The sweet science is so precise that you relying on your corner's advice and actually executing without that hesitation is key. However, I believe that he's going to be mentally affected by that round 9 and that overall the overall fight, because I think he did take a beating. As I mentioned in previous videos, he hasn't lived the lifestyle. He's had those 3 wars with Deontay Wilder, been knocked down several times in his career, but he's always come out on top. But this time, the narrative in the unconscious mind, the story in the unconscious and the subconscious mind will be, there was that traumatic experience of going to the bottom for the well, but he came up short. He came up empty. His cup didn't run off over. He wasn't able to run away with a victory, whether on points or by stoppage. He got beat fairly and squarely. And there's a lot of talk about it was a close fight. It was a close fight. And I think that's what I'm talking about when I say the, what do you call it? What's that phrase they use? A cognitive dissonance, where they're not in touch with reality. It's almost like, because they were so convinced he was going to win, although they saw him with their own eyes get busted up and should have been stopped, it was almost as if, well, he finished on his feet, so we'll just delete that part of it. And yeah, he can do it again. He can come better. It was close. It was close. It was close not. It was close not. It wasn't really a split decision. That WBC judge that gave the fight to Tyson by 2 rounds was a disgrace to boxing and a thief. And you could see that they were setting up, or he was part of something setting up to stitch Usyk up. So it was a right result for boxing. It wasn't a close fight. It was an extremely competitive fight. It was an extremely entertaining fight. But in the practice of scoring a boxing match, it was easily 112 Fury, 116 Usyk, easy, or 112, 115 Usyk, easy. So, and that's not a close fight. That's not tight. That should have been unanimous. So yeah, I mean, watch this space. It's going to be an interesting build-up when it starts. I knew they weren't going to fight in October for sure, because the amount of, taxing the body at this age, right? And after a full tough 12 rounds, yeah, it wasn't likely they was going to come back in October for any rematch, because they need to, fighters will need to rest, they'll need to heal, and go back again to dig deep to get in shape. I'm semi-skeptical about it actually taking place, but I believe there is a level of, let's say, ego and the desire to get back on Tyson's part. Yeah, that he may actually take the rematch. And he doesn't have the advantage of messing around like in the past when it was Usyk that was chasing that 4th belt. And so he was at his beck and call and could call terms and shots and, play him around a bit. I think now Usyk has all the belts. The ball is in Tyson Fury's court. You want it or you don't want it. If you don't want it, cool by me. The World Sword Part 1. But I did agree to a rematch, so to speak, paraphrasing. So if you really want it, I'll stick to my word. That's the kind of vibe where we're at right now. But whether Tyson really shows up or doesn't, or just goes into retirement, we'll have to see. He's known for blowing up in between fights and getting out of shape. And old habits die hard. So is he going to do that? Is he going to be on a raz? Is he going to be having a drink and putting on that weight and then have to take it back off again? And it's going to be interesting if he does come for the part 2. Will he come in heavier to bully? Because that could work. Maybe he wants to maul. Maybe he's going to run the risk, because you come in heavy, you're walking forward, you're a slower target, and you present yourself a bigger target as well if you put more weight on. So slower, bigger, and with less cardiovascular capacity, meaning that he will gas out and blow out much earlier in the fight if he doesn't get Usyk out of there or severely injured. So it's all a gamble. It's going to be, if it goes down, it will be tremendous. I believe it's going to be a spectacular event. It seems as if Turki Al-Sheikh and his team are putting on these, it's clear to see to the world that they're putting on these amazing events. Some people might complain and say Saudi Arabia has this horrible record of human rights and this is sports washing, just using sports to clean up the image and the brand of the nation state of the country. Well, it might be, but it's working because even Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn were avowed enemies, and now they're buddies because why? They're working together, two separate companies, but putting on shows together and making shed loads, truckloads of money. So, yeah, as they say, in America, they say money talks and BS walks, and obviously Turkey Al Sheikh has a whole load of money. So it can happen, and on we go to the next. So yeah, we shall see. Watch this space. It's been fun. Remember to share, to like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.